What's going on, guys? Welcome back. And today I'm going to be discussing a theory, which is kind of a different type of video. I did do a theory on Ninjago a few months ago, so this isn't entirely unheard of on my channel. But today I'm actually going to be discussing how I think Hawkeye can play into Avengers 4 and how he can help in the fight against Thanos. So I think it's basically safe to assume that Hawkeye survived the snap at the end of Infinity War, because we see him in this poster for Avengers 4, which has apparently been confirmed to be 100% real. And after Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm believing that poster is even more real, because Ant-Man is on the poster and Wasp isn't, and I'm not spoiling anything, but that makes sense according to the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. But yeah, so I think that a lot of people, I think Hawkeye's underrated. I don't think he's the best Avenger, but I think he's underrated personally. There has to be a reason why they didn't include him in Infinity War, because he will have to have a major role in the next film. And I think I have a way that I think I know a way that he could actually help out, and it's kind of a secret little thing that a lot of people didn't notice, like a few scenes in Age of Ultron and the first Avengers, which you may not have noticed, which I think could kind of play into how Hawkeye could be useful in the fight against Thanos. I'm sure he's going to shoot arrows at people, but I'm just saying, in general, I think I know how he can play in and help in the fight against Thanos. So let's just play this line from Age of Ultron.
Hey, look at me. It's your fault. It's everyone's fault. Who cares? Are you up for this? Are you? Look, I just need to know, because the city is flying. Okay, the city's flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
I love that line so much. That's probably, if you didn't know, I really am not the biggest fan of Avengers Age of Ultron, but that was like one of my favorite scenes from that movie. I love that line. And all the people that make fun of Hawkeye and say he's really lame and what is he going to do? He just shoots his arrows. He basically makes fun of himself in Age of Ultron. And so there's a few scenes in Avengers Age of Ultron and some other movies which I think actually could have some more importance than you think. So in order for this theory, you have to think back to the very first Avengers film, where Hawkeye was controlled by Loki using a scepter. After the Avengers, the scepter was taken by Hydra and was used to experiment on people such as Wanda Maximoff and Pietro Maximoff, and that's how they gained the names Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch and how they got their powers. That's how Wanda was able to destroy the Mind Stone in Avengers Infinity War, because that's the same stone that she gained her powers from. Now, there is a little scene in Age of Ultron where Scarlet Witch, like, they go to Wakanda, or they go to Asia or Africa or whatever, and they're on the boat with Claw, and she's sneaking around, and she's basically, like, giving the Avengers all, like, these nightmare visions, kind of. She gets Captain America, she gets Black Widow, she gets Thor. She's able to give them all these terrifying visions, and Tony wasn't there, so he doesn't get controlled. But one of the only people who wasn't actually, like, she even gets to the Hulk, but the one person that she was able to get outsmarted by was Hawkeye. And there's a, like, that's probably just supposed to show, he's this, like, that's his Hawkeye, but it's actually, I think it actually has a secret meaning, he's the only one who is actually sneaky enough to be able to, outsmart her, because she was going to sneak up behind him, and he just whips around and, like, sticks this shocking arrow on her forehead, and so that was very unexpected, and I think that's kind of, Hawkeye's been shown to be even more intelligent than some of the most intelligent characters we know in the MCU, like Loki. And I'm not trying to say, like, he's more intelligent than Shuri or something. No, I'm just trying to say that he's been able to outsmart some of these very crafty villains, such as even Loki in the first Avengers, where he shoots the arrow at him, Loki catches it, and he looks at him, he's like, haha, but then it explodes. So he's able to outsmart Loki with that trick, which I think could mean, like, he could be able to outsmart Thanos. But getting back to the point here, he was kind of expecting Scarlet Witch to come up behind him, and that's probably not entirely unplausible because everyone else just got weird visions by her. But he was controlled by Loki's scepter in the first Avengers movie, which I've already said that's how Wanda was able to destroy the stone in Infinity War was because Vision, the same stone that is in Vision's head, the Mind Stone, came from Loki's scepter in the first Avengers film. Now, Hawkeye was controlled by that same power as Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch got her powers from the Mind Stone. So he was controlled by the Mind Stone in the first Avengers film, but he was almost like Scarlet Witch thought she could give him a vision or whatever, but she couldn't because he was too fast and he saw it coming. And he has some funny line where he's like, done the whole mind control thing, not a big fan or something. But that's the thing. Maybe Hawkeye has somehow grown some sort of resistance and he's kind of expecting those kind of tricks. So maybe in the next Avengers film, he's kind of grown some sort of resistance against the Infinity Stones if he saw Scarlet Witch's attack coming. And I know that I've already said this before. I know that's probably just his hawk eye. You know, he sees these attacks coming. But I know that this theory may sound far-fetched, but if you look back at the other movies and look at the evidence, it's not too far-fetched, and I think that's how he could help in the fight against Thanos. I'm sure he's going to shoot some stuff and make some jokes, but I actually think that maybe this could work out. Like, maybe he's gained some sort of like resistance against the Infinity Stones, because he was able to snap out of the control of Loki's scepter in the first Avengers. Granted, after Black Widow hit him really hard in the head, but she even has some funny line like that in the first Avengers movie. She's like, says some crazy thing. He's like, "What? It means I hit you really hard in the head." It's like, yeah. So Hawkeye, I think somehow maybe has grown a resistance against the Infinity Stones. He was able to snap out of the control of the stone in the first Avengers film, and he saw the attack by Scarlet Witch coming. So I think maybe he's grown some sort of resistance against the stones, and if not all of them, at least the Mind Stone. So yeah, that's it on this theory. That's how I think Hawkeye could play into Avengers 4, and how I think he could help in the fight against Thanos. He's maybe grown a resistance against the Infinity Stones. Yeah, you guys let me know what you think of this Avengers 4 theory in the comments, and what you guys thought. Well, you guys let me know what you thought of my theory in the comments, and if you think it's bad or good, or you hate it, or you think it's decent, or whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments, and you guys have a great day. Take care.